So let's talk about the narrative phase. So far, first of all, congratulate yourself if you've gotten this far, right? You've opened, you've established a premise, you've evaluated the girl, you've gotten her to invest and chase you. Things are going really, really, really well. Now, narrative is where you can take it to that next level. Narrative is where you can make the girl really fall in love with you. Narrative is where you get the number that's not only solid, but the number where she's hitting you up, where she's falling up with you, and where she has to see you, okay? So what is narrative? The way I want you to think of narrative is this. I want you to think to yourself, after I talk to this girl, after I meet this girl, get her number, after I have sex with this girl, whatever it is, after the interaction, at the time that you separate, what is she going to tell her friends about you? What is the story she's going to tell? Because if she can tell a story that frames you as a really high value guy, and she can tell a story that frames being with you as a win for her, then she's going to want to continue that interaction. She's going to have the desire, and she's going to continue chasing you. She's going to continue pursuing, and you're going to have a relationship on your terms. And if it's a situation where you just got a phone number, you're going to have a situation where you get the date on your terms, have sex on your terms, and then have the relationship on your terms. But this really, really does set the interaction apart. This is where you get that, those beautiful how we met stories that married couples will be like, oh, we met and it was so amazing, it was so ridiculous. There's a reason that people that have long relationships have those how we met stories, and it's because they've established a narrative around their relationship. They've established what they mean to each other, who they are to each other. They've established a storyline that is them, and it's very easy to buy into that storyline, and that storyline becomes a major part of the relationship. So establishing this narrative, establishing the storyline of what would the girl tell her friends about you is very useful. And this is where things like facts actually start to matter. Things like the girl telling her friends you have a cool job, or telling her friends that you won this medal in this thing, or that you got this award at work, or that you helped save little lost puppies, or whatever the hell it is, whatever criteria, whatever trait it is that she can tell her friends. That's where actual factual things, that's where having life and lifestyle and being able to convey it to her really work out. The other question people will ask about narrative, especially within this model, is, well, you already established a premise. What's the difference between premise and narrative? They sound very, very similar to me. So premise, think of it this way. Premise is like what type of movie it is. Narrative is the actual plot of the specific movie. So premise is like, it's an action movie. Narrative is it's Die Hard, right? Or premise is it's a comedy. Narrative is it's Wedding Crashers, right? So it's the exact plot line and sequence of events and the real story if someone were to say, what is the story of you about? And again, if you can establish this narrative, you can establish ideally a narrative she wants to believe in, she wants to buy into, and a narrative that if she buys into it, makes her a bigger winner at life, makes her a higher value woman, those kind of things. That's going to do dramatic things for you overall. So the key question is, after you guys split at whatever point that is, what is the taste left in her mouth? What is the story that she's going to tell to her friends? Because if it's a positive one, it's really going to do amazing things for your success in this game.